to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on. Here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here.
I miss you too,
and I'm
Ernie.
really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here
I
too.
miss you too, Ernie.
Yeah, me too. In this game, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets going up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, this is their first time playing this squad so far this season. Last year, they had a winning record against them, going 2-1. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they gotta have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We'll see the New York Knicks taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Doris, a wealth of experience, will be out on that floor here tonight. Two veteran ball clubs for sure. What kind of game does that typically bring us?
Well, like you, Kevin, these guys are very savvy.
Yes.
They'll bring good fundamentals, they understand the big picture, and they know how to play the right way.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Porzingis and Hernan Gomez are together down low. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Ntilikina, and it's Lee in at the small forward. And last season, I think, Greg, there was a time when Kemba Walker was playing basketball, you know, as well as any point guard in the NBA.
No doubt. I mean, not to say he's the best in our league, but he is certainly climbing up the list. You can't ignore his impact on this team. Has worked to improve each season he's been in the league.
And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
Well, he just gets ahead of himself and throws it away, right? You've got to have better focus than that.
Shot from 12. Here's Howard. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And here's Porzingis for a three. Buries the long-range jumper.
Well, Porzingis will make you pay if you collapse off of him.
Walker goes in. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And another shot, and it's good on the way in. Kid Gilchrist has got his first basket of the night.
And there it is. After 4 straight misses, finally nail one.
And there's the pass to Porzingis. Wasted no time on that one.
Yeah, Porzingis so good at squaring up his body when he pulls up for that mid-range jumper.
Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
Maybe not that time, but he'll hit more than his share if he's left open.
Right wing. They set the pick. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
And it's slammed in by Howard.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
So it's the Knicks now. After the basket by Charlotte.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Here's Kid Gilchrist. And Kid Gilchrist throws it down.
Boy, the assist just put on time and on target. Easy shot opportunity.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Kid Gilchrist. That is his first foul of the game. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Batum brings the double team. Porzingis against Howard.
And you can see shooters tense up when Howard enters their peripheral. He's just so committed to disrupting their rhythm. You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Howard's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, they don't waste any time on that inbound play. Very little the defense can do to react to that one.
Shots good by Hernan Gomez.
Boy, hitting for good percentage here in the first quarter. He's doing what he can to get his team off on the right foot.
Took him no time at all on that one. Batum's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside, Porzingis. It's rebounded by Kid Gilchrist.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
And as great as Nicholas Batum is, the one issue he's dealt with, Greg, his entire career is staying consistent during games.
And with his skill set, it is hard for Batum to be completely absent. He can play, though, too passively at times when you know what he's capable of, and he's at his best when he is active and aggressive.
Now here's Porzingis. He's got 5. Lee, that's good.
So this is why Courtney Lee is easy to play with, right? He gets his offense within the flow of the system.
Yep, it counts. And it's 6 points for Howard.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Knicks trail by 4. Outside, Porzingis. And again, it's New York.
Well, you can see he's feeling it right now. Shots dropping from all over the place this quarter.
The shot's good. Kid Gilchrist has got 6.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
You know, this is one thing that Courtney Lee will always do. He's going to play defense. He can guard multiple positions. It's why he'll always be a mainstay of a rotation.
And with Lee, he doesn't make a lot of highlight-level defensive plays, but Doris, he's sneaky with how effective he can be on that end of the floor.
Well, Lee will get you some steals. He'll get down in a defensive stance and guard his man. He's got great reach, quick hands to bother jump shooters. There's a lot to like about this guy in terms of his tenacity.
Bucket is good. The Hornets have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. They grabbed their own miss. Howard can't hit.
I don't think the defense is much of a factor there. He just botches the finish.
Ntilikina, and he misses the go-ahead basket. Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. The Hornets rebound. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Pass to Porzingis over Howard. Off the left rim and out. Charlotte in the lead. 17-foot shot on the way. Walker missing again. New York's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. And stolen by Howard. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Shot clock reset for Charlotte. Goes up again, and it's good on the layup. He's got 8.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
Now let's find out what head coach Jeff Hornacek had to say to David Aldridge. DA.
Kevin, he said it was all about taking advantage of what the defense gives them tonight and not forcing things. He said the team that beats us more often than anyone is ourselves. When we lose focus, it's very difficult for us to win. It's something I stressed to the guys on the way to the arena. See if they heard him, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks for the report, David. So the goal is to come out early and get their shooters into a good rhythm right away.
And of course, that's always a goal. But the meaning behind it is that he wants them to play good, smart basketball, not taking too many chances.
Right. You've got to be able to use plenty of screens, not let players start to go one-on-one and try to do this thing individually. Run your sets, get the best shooters their shots. How about Willie Hernan-Gomez, right? The Spanish player comes over for his rookie year in 2017. He has certainly showed flashes. This guy has got legit size, and he's only going to improve as he gets comfortable.
Marvin Williams is checked in for Charlotte. Lamb comes in for Monk. So it's the Knicks now, following the 3 by Charlotte. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for the Knicks. Here's Ntilikina. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Williams comes with a double team. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Kaminsky. And Zeller kicks to Williams. Second shot opportunity. And Zeller with the lay-in.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Now the dish to McDermott. Poked away. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. And for Hernan-Gomez, actually was brought in at the request of his frontline mate Porzingis. Hernan-Gomez, Doris still finding his way, but has a solid foundation.
Well, I think, Kevin, you can see the footwork and awareness on the offensive end are both solid. One big area for him to improve, though, Kev, would be his play on the defensive end. He's shown that he can handle steady minutes and be a contributor, but that's got to be better.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. Here's Baker. Here's the screen. So here's Charlotte. Knicks trail by 9. O'Quinn can't hit.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Here's Zeller. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Zeller's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. And New York calls timeout. They're first. And Marvin Williams, for a long while, had been viewed as a tweener. You know, a player who is stuck somewhere, Greg, between the small and power forward positions.
Yeah, for a lot of players, that is plenty to get you minutes. I mean, Williams has improved on his defense here later in his career, and hey, he's shot more threes, and it's really become a weapon for him over the course of his career. Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for New York.
You know, I like the strategy here, focusing on the high percentage looks, taking the majority of their shots inside, but their field goal percentage in the paint thus far hasn't been good.
New York moving it around. There's a screen by Cantor. That one goes in. Baker's got his first 2 points of the night.
Boy, the screen doing its job to perfection. One of the oldest plays in the book and still one of the best.
And the shot is good. And the Hornets lead by 11.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Ball's knocked loose. Kicks it to Cantor. Pass to McDermott. Fast break now for Charlotte. Walker's running. A nice shot by Zeller.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Here's Ntilikina. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Cantor kicks to McDermott. Softly drops in the floater.
Well, McDermott is working on that interior game because he has size and touch.
Here's Zeller. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 6 assists now in the game.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Shoots from 14. And good as it rattles through the hoop.
You have to absolutely love how fast O'Quinn caught the ball and got into his shooting motion.
Got that one up quick. That's 12 points for Cody Zeller.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Zeller's got 14 points.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That is his first foul of the game. The Knicks making a switch here. Kuzminskis has checked in. Zeller with the double team. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. They get it back, and Cantor able to finish.
I love that Cantor will pursue rebounds out of his area. This guy's such a powerful player who's willing to exert his will.
A nice shot by Zeller.
No hesitation. When he saw the space the D was giving him, that's 2.
Back to Cantor with 2 seconds left. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And even though, you're thinking maybe we don't need the replay in a situation like this, still plenty of time left in this game, and really it's about getting the call right.
And the call is going to be overturned. The second look shows that he did, in fact, beat the clock.
Yeah, they're glad they're going to get those points. It wasn't too long ago that they wouldn't even have looked at it on the monitor, but replay's here, and it's here to stay for situations just like that one.
And so it's the Charlotte Hornets. 13 points up at the end of the period. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We'll return shortly. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but he says he takes comfort in playing the game he still loves.
Basketball, this is my passion, on the court, it's my sanctuary. I want to have fun. The reason I play is to win championships. I take this game very seriously.
It's an interesting concept that Dwight has to take something very seriously in order to have fun. He does say he has a burning passion to win a championship. He's been in the finals, and this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
That's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is with having that fun on the court that he's after.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a comfortable margin for the Hornets here, guys.
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Feels like they're getting a lot of deflections, hands-on basketballs resulting into steals. This has been pretty to watch.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Ntilikina out there with Baker. Then there's Noah. Then it's McDermott. And it's Kuzminskas in at the 4 spot. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And when you watch Cody Zeller on the floor, you just see how effective he is. He really plays the position well on both ends. He doesn't put up those huge numbers, but the change for his team is that he is so versatile and easy to plug in. I tell you, Ntilikina has his head on a swivel, always looking to find the open teammate.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Kaminsky with the double team. Here's Noah. Goes back up. And with that, the Hornet lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Baker.
I'll tell you, this guy does some tough work on the glass, battles as hard as anybody for those second chance opportunities.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
And that one's good by Noah.
That's a big-time offensive rebound and conversion. The passion of Noah on display again.
Shots good by Williams. And Greg, last season the Hornets were so much more productive when Zeller was on the floor. He was crucial whenever they came away with the win.
And many fans will tell you that Zeller was the second most important player on the team last season. Not a big box score guy, but his value to a team is undeniable.
Ntilikina with the rebound. Knicks trail by 15. Here's McDermott. And it's blocked. The pass to Baker. Kuzminskas kicks to Baker. Here's Ntilikina. And a miss there on the triple. Charlotte's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Left side Walker lets it fly. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Doors, who are some of the guys that surprise you with their toughness on a nightly basis in the NBA?
You have to think historically, pound for pound in the history of the NBA, the toughest single guy was Allen Iverson. For me, the current iteration, and I'm not saying that Isaiah Thomas is Allen Iverson, they're drastically different players because Isaiah doesn't have that kind of athleticism that AI had early. But Isaiah at 5'9", to continually find his way into the paint, to be willing to attack the bigs, to absorb the kind of pounding he does and get himself into the MVP conversation, Kevin, really, that was incredible.
LeBron probably takes, for a guy his size, you think he can dish it out, but I'm telling you, I think he gets whacked all the time.
I think, Kevin, this is the single hardest guy in the NBA to officiate today, and frankly, I do not believe LeBron James goes to the foul line as much as he deserves.
Well said.
My guess right now is Coach wants to talk over this turnover issue, and it seems like they've been trying to force things a bit and need to find a steady rhythm offensively.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Howard's checked in for Kaminsky. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Cody Zeller. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Marvin Williams. And Monk's subbed in for Kemba Walker. The Knicks also changing it up. Porzingis is checked in for Kuzminskas. Lee comes in for McDermott. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Ntilikina. So it's the Knicks now, trailing by 17. Monk with a double team. It's stolen by Monk. Oh, and here comes Monk all alone. And the dunk by Batum.
And how about Monk there scanning the floor for the open teammate? That's how you develop a trust from your teammates.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Baker kicks to Porzingis. Kid Gilchrist comes with a double team. Batum with the steal. They push it up 4 on 3. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Kid Gilchrist. That's foul number 2 for him.
I'll tell you, with that being his second foul, now you've got to be more careful. You can't give the officials any excuse to whistle him for number 3 before the end of this half.
The Knicks making a switch here. Hernan Gomez is checked in.
Boy, when you couple the skill level and the size of Porzingis, he has got the chance to be elite.
An incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Lee outside, and the rebound goes to Howard. Howard's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. And when you look at Kid Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim. He's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor, and just the prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
And so he makes both from the line. And you look at the size and game of Kid Gilchrist, he is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that 3 spot. But Greg, he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall 3 that can stretch the floor. Kid Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor.
Well, we call this, Kevin, high IQ and good instincts for the game, and these things Willie relies on to succeed at this level.
Batum for 3. The shot, no good. And New York the other way now.
And they won the season series against this club last year, but, then again, so did a lot of other teams.
The wide open look here for Porzingis. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist has got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Monk. Off target from outside. Knicks trail by 20. Knocks it loose. And Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
And so here is New York. Hernan Gomez passes to Lee. Poked away. It's stolen by Lamb. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. And a look here at the shot chart for the Hornets.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
Knicks trail by 20. Batum brings the double team. Hernan Gomez kicks to Porzingis. Hardaway with it. Now guarded by Monk. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Lamb. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Lamb's got his second bucket tonight. New York's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory.
Yeah, that one put them over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
The Knicks have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. That one misses. Of course, they say that one of the toughest things about calling a game is balancing pure basketball knowledge with entertainment. What's your approach with that topic?
Do you know that was the last piece of broadcasting that I think fell into place for me? For a long time, I felt like I was proving myself, Kevin, so I didn't relax and enjoy it. But my son one time said to me, when we were watching a game, he said, "Mom, you have to understand when the announcers are having fun, we're having fun."
Chemistry is such a big part of it, isn't it?
Crucial.
There's the foul. That's on Jeremy Lamb. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Knicks have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
And looking at the career of Courtney Lee, has hopped around from team to team a bunch of times and always a valued teammate, but just hadn't stayed on one team for very long.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Knicks trail by 21. Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And with Lee, you know exactly what you're going to get with his defense and shooting.
And Lee is always going to be a wanted commodity. His ability to defend and shoot aren't easy to find, and you just hope he's able to kind of settle into a long-term situation.
With a break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. 5th is Dwight Howard.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Batum brings the double team. Passes it to Baker. Back to Porzingis. Tipped away. 6 to shoot. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Batum. Just 5 to shoot. Batum brings the double team. Here's Cantor. And it's sent back by Howard.
And Howard takes his shot blocking very seriously. Skying up and sending him back was his impressive vertical.
Baker kicks to Lee. New York, no good that time either.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Knicks trail by 21. He had stolen by Lamb. Fast break, here we go. Here's Kid Gilchrist. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
The initial miss was the best thing that could have happened to them. He was in absolutely perfect position for the putback. 3rd foul of the half, and that's the risk you take leaving him out there.
The Knicks have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for the Knicks.
And maybe not as highly touted as some other guards that went before him, but Malik Monk can be scary on the floor. He can get hot like no other, and once he's dialed in, the points just seem to flow.
And the Hornets making a change here. Walker's checked in. Pick by O'Quinn. Cantor dishes to O'Quinn. Walker with the rebound.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. New York with the foul. The Hornets have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team, so you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
The Knicks making a switch here. Ntilikina's checked in. Outside Hardaway. Kid Gilchrist comes with a double team. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
And now a look at Kemba Walker. Some numbers on him. He's coming off an excellent season. Last season, put up about 23 points per, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And with his ability to put the ball in the bucket, he has to be your primary focus defensively.
I think defenses plan to stop him, but very few succeed, Greg. And that's why he's his team's leading scorer.
New York's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Over in the corner, Lee bangs home the trifecta. Lee's got 10 points.
Well, this is the classic 3-and-D guy, right? Lee just taking care of his role. Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
Pass to Ntilikina. Batum brings the double team. Cantor with it. Williams picks him up. There's the pick. Batum with the steal. Oh, and here comes Monk all alone. And then Monk with the dunk.
And how about Monk there? You better get in front of him when he's in attack mode. If you allow him to get to that launching pad, it is too little, too late.
Knocked away. Here's Ntilikina. Back to O'Quinn. Out to Hardaway. Puts up a 3. Out of bounds. Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. Zeller, he's checked in for Charlotte. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Lee. Pass to Ntilikina. 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Stolen by Walker. That's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. That one is off Zeller. Kuzminskis, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And stolen by Zeller. And here we go. Hornets running again. A shot by Batum, no good. The Knicks shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. They get a hand on it. Batum with the steal. Here's Walker. Lays it in off the breakaway. Walker's got his second basket.
Yeah, smart heads-up defense by Walker, setting up the break. He's so good at coming up with those steals without putting himself or his team at risk.
And so it's the Charlotte Hornets in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break, and they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back to Charlotte, the Duke Energy Center, the building in the foreground there. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. You have to like what we're seeing from Cody Zeller.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
I think, Greg, they never settled for the first look. It was always about, let's get the best shot possible. Really good judgment on the offensive end.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. Their next game, playing at home, is the Nets coming to town. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
Stop it!
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim. And that last replay, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here.
And here's a look at some numbers for Howard. Great showing for him last season. 4th in field goal percentage, 5th in rebounding, and he's a shot blocker as well. Top 20 in that category last season. Great timing and challenges at the rim.
And yeah, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all. Well, you just look back on the history of the New York Knicks and what rich history and tradition they have as a franchise, the different eras, the different groups they've had, some of the more memorable teams in NBA history.
Monk with a double team to the wing on the left. In the corner, Hardaway with it. The three-pointer, no good.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the second half. They're going to have to start tightening things up on the offensive end.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. They retain possession. The Knicks have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Pass to Ntilikina. He tries for 3. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Howard's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And thinking back to great players and teams from the Knicks, Doris, you can look at teams in any decade and find memorable players.
Well, listen, if you're talking about the 1970s, it's Willis Reed. You're talking about the 80s and 90s. You're talking about Bernard King, Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, the great Pat Riley at the helm. And more recently, you're talking about the likes of Carmelo Anthony. The Knicks have had some ballers in their history.
That's tipped. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Walker.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, this is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Monk with a double team. Porzingis passes to Hernan Gomez. Here's Hardaway.
And offensively, they have laid an egg here in the second half. The missed shots are piling up, and their field goal percentage continues to plummet. And this is really good defensive pressure, whether he gets the block or not.
No, Greg, you're absolutely right. This is strong defense. It's about making the shooter feel uneasy, and that's what he did.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. That's his fourth foul of the contest. Doubled by Howard. Outside, Porzingis. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
Well, I think the defense took that possession off. I'm pretty sure he won't miss next time.
New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And there's the call on Howard. And that'll be his third foul so far. Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Walker. Batum with the steal.
Really poor pass there, guys. And the D did a great job capitalizing off the mistake.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Here's Howard, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Howard's got 10 points in the game. Pass to Porzingis. To the inside. Ntilikina. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
And you can see he's been working on that postgame. Ntilikina showing some skill set down on that low block, using that length to his advantage.
You think back to how Jeff Hornacek was as a player. Doris, you see that same demeanor on the sidelines.
Well, what you're talking about there, Kev, is sort of that gritty, no-nonsense, tough-minded approach. What Jeff Hornacek was as a player, he certainly displays similar attributes as a coach.
Hardaway with it. Picked up by Kidd-Gilchrist. And there's the call on Howard. That will get him his fourth foul of the game. Doris, looking at the way the playoffs are set up, the top 8 teams from each conference get in. So at what point might the league eliminate divisions altogether?
I don't think that's far in the future, to be perfectly honest with you. What I'm as curious about, Kevin, is would they ever see the teams, regardless of Eastern or Western Conference, because there seems to be some disparity in level of competition. Is that something you'd like to see, Kevin, where the teams are simply seeded 1 through 16 based on record?
I don't think I'd mind it, Doris, but I do like the fact that, kind of like in the other sports, where you don't have the familiarity, but you always think about what would it be like to see a 5-game series, Cleveland Golden State, whereas in the regular season, just there and at home. And there's something, I think, kind of mysterious, and you can project so many different things. It's great fodder before a series begins.
No question. It'll be very interesting to see which direction the league goes in.
Baker kicks to McDermott. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Well, we know that McDermott came into the league with a reputation as a dead-eye shooter. Get your hands up and contest, or he'll make you pay.
Charlotte again missing. And the Knicks with possession. A big stretch here going 10-2. Out to the wing. Cantor inside. Kaminsky's there. Baker passes to McDermott. 5 on the clock. Doris, you graduated as your university's all-time assist leader. What do you think is the most important trait for becoming a great guard, a great playmaker?
Well, I think obviously you have to have a pretty good handle because generally you're going to absorb some pressure in the middle of a game. But I think the other part of that is, Kevin, you've got to be someone who enjoys watching someone else score as much as you enjoy scoring yourself.
I think this makes you such a great analyst because you had to know as a guard everybody's role and everybody's movement on a certain play.
You know, that's a great point. I've always said being a point guard is the perfect position to come at an analyst job from. You're 100% right.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. You have to like what we're seeing from Cody Zeller.
Well, you wonder if with this timeout they're going to shake things up defensively because everything they've thrown at him to this point has not worked. He's on a roll.
So a moment now to see the story on Tim Hardaway Jr. How he did last season. Put up about 14 points per, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And it's always nice to be able to bring a shooter like him off the bench.
Well, hard to win if you can't get points productivity, and that's what makes this guy valuable to that second unit.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Charlotte has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Kaminsky misses. New York's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Hardaway with it. He's picked up by Lamb. Here's Cantor. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
The Knicks shooting about 42% so far. Stolen by Walker. And here's the fast break. Walker leading the way. Williams kicks to Zeller, and the dunk by Zeller.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for him.
Yeah, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now. You know, I think if you look back at what has caused the Knicks' shortcomings the last few seasons, it's got to be on the defensive end, right? You can't protect the rim except for Kristaps, Porzingis, near the bottom in defensive efficiency, all not good.
And for the Knicks, it certainly passes the eye test to say their problems come on the defensive end.
Oh, I mean, there's no doubt. It's a problem they know they need to address, and they've tried to bring in defenders because it's been such a weakness. It has to be a total culture shift, though, to me as well, Kev. Defense has got to be a priority for the organization.
Nice shot by McDermott.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Nobody near Williams. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And that's how you answer back.
Well, you can tell that was a little give good, get good. Executed well on the offensive end, connects on the deep threat.
Williams comes with a double team, poked loose. Cantor sets the pick for McDermott, and Marvin Williams picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And looking at this Charlotte roster, really the strength of it is their perimeter play. A good collection of dynamic playmakers and shooters from that point guard to small forward position. They are the bulk of this team's offensive threats.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Joakim Noah. And it's Kuzminskis in for Enes Kanter. Greg, the Hornets were strong outside, but weak inside. I guess they've addressed that weakness, going for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, they went out and got what they felt could be an anchor on that front line. And listen, he's going to provide that rim presence that they lacked a season ago. The question is, can he also give them some punch offensively?
Baker kicks to Kuzminskis. Tipped away. Here's Walker. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
And a very steady season for him at the charity stripe last year. He was right at 85%.
Both good from the line that time. And what was a wild ride of an offseason for the Knicks ultimately results in a regime change.
Yeah, I mean, players butting heads with executives, and when it came down to it, things just needed to change. If the Knicks picked the Zen Master over Porzingis, fans might have rioted in New York City, and hopefully the franchise can kind of start to right the ship. And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far. Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
New York, no good that time either.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter. Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
Baker kicks to Kuzminskis. Kept alive. There's the pass to Baker. Picked by O'Quinn. Here's McDermott. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. McDermott's got 12.
Well, McDermott turning himself into an accomplished scorer. If you give him room, he will pull the trigger without hesitation.
And so it's Charlotte, sitting pretty as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead all the way up there at 35 points. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll return shortly. And now let's take a listen on head coach Steve Clifford.
Good offense, right? We got back every time, and we're doing a good job down there. Everything's in front of us. Keep working together. Just stay with it. This is how we got to play. This is how we got to play. Let's go.
And happy with the efforts of his team on both ends. Steve Clifford just wants to see more of it.
And, you know, you can just see everyone trust each other out there. The energy is high, and that's when this group is at its best.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Baker out there with Ntilikina. Then it's McDermott. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Kuzminskis in at the 4.
You too.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. Here's Stone, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And last season, Greg, one big issue for the Hornets was their bench.
Charlotte tried their best to address that issue this past offseason. It just goes to show that you need to have a complete roster to compete. A lot of games were given away by the Hornets last year by losing ground when the starters left the court.
Here's McDermott. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
I'll tell you, what an effort on the glass. Even with this lead, they're still going all out.
And stolen by Graham. And here's the fast break. Carter Williams leading the way. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But, Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can develop your game. One, it teaches you how to pass and cut, right? You cannot be effective in a 3-on-3 game unless you understand how to screen for somebody, how to set yourself up to come off of a screen. The shorter dynamic of the 3-on-3 in a half-court environment is one of the best ways to learn how to play the game of basketball.
I love that analysis. That's terrific. Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Tipped away. Picked by O'Quinn. Baker kicks to O'Quinn. Pass to Ntilikina. Clock at 2. Here's Stone. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
And he makes good on the layup. Stone's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
New York shooting around 40% from the floor here. Baker kicks to McDermott. O'Brien inside. Sinks that one from the post.
Just relentless. Really impressed with how they've been able to maintain that focus.
I think it's obvious, Greg. They want this win. They're showing no let-up in their attack right now.
The Knicks pull it in. Pass to Ntilikina with the teardrop. And it goes out of bounds. And last touch by Carter Williams. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for New York. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Baker. Over to the left wing. Kuzminskis kicks to Lee. Some nice passing by New York here. Clock at 6. Kuzminskis, no good.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Can they get it? But he recovers it. Out to the right wing. Baker kicks to McDermott. Lee left side. Passes it to Kuzminskis. Clock at 6. Knocked away. Here's O'Brien. Rebounded by McDermott.
Well, it's been an up and down quarter for him on the offensive end. Mostly down, though.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. A different look for New York. Noah comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Cantor in for Kuzminskis. New York's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Baker kicks to Cantor. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Pass to Baker. Shoots over Carter Williams. That one a little long.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Howard. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
The Knicks shooting a meager 37% for the game. Baker passes to Cantor. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Baker kicks to Cantor. There's a screen by Cantor. And stolen by Graham. Carter Williams with it. Second shot opportunity. Graham with the bucket. Graham's got 4 points in the quarter.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
McDermott, no one around him. New York, no good that time either. Graham with the ball, now defended by McDermott. New York with the ball. He kicks it to Cantor. Back to McDermott. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite, certainly, Doris. We all love it as broadcasters, as fan. But are there any changes you'd like to make in any event or the weekend overall?
Well, I think one thing that would be fascinating to me is to see the best players, for instance, the Klay Thompsons, the Steph Currys, those people, the best shooters in the league, participate in that particular three-point contest. Think back to Larry Bird when he walked in the locker room and said, who's coming in second tonight? Like, those are great. We can't get enough of our stars. I'd like to see the stars have to participate in at least one event, Kev.
Good thoughts. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Here's Carter Williams. And O'Brien gets it to go. New York with the ball. Another steal. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
They are just killing them on the interior.
New York's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Another steal. Here's Stone. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Stone's got 8 points here in this quarter. The Knicks shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. In the corner, it's Noah to the middle to stop the drought. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, this guy, Courtney Lee, has worked so hard to become a complete offensive player, that time getting the look inside.
And the Hornets making a change here. Williams is checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Kuzminskis is checked in.
And how about the consistency from range tonight? Really impressive.
Well, it is all about the 3-ball nowadays in the NBA. And when he's hitting from there, it's going to make things very tough on the defense.
Williams from outside. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a 3 on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
McDermott can't get it to go. Charlotte's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Howard misses. New York's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Doris, the new designated player veteran exception allows teams to pay their biggest stars much more money than any other team can offer around the league. How good is that for the league in terms of competitive balance?
Well, you would never, to me, want to see a player like LeBron James or Kevin Durant underpaid relative to their value of the team. And I think for a long time, Kevin, that was part of this. And so I'm interested in your take. I want these guys to be fairly compensated. And that's the most important thing.
I do love when a player is developed by a team and stays with that team. We see so few of those instances in pro sports, but a lifelong Pacer or a lifelong Celtic, I think to me that has great meaning, especially if I were a fan of that team.
Well, we were so used to that as kids growing up. You know, those players stuck with our team for extended periods and many times for their entire career.
Yes. And Doris, you look at the Knicks team, and clearly the future is going to be built around Porzingis.
Well, and you think back to the Knicks mortgaging away their future at times to make a run at the playoffs, but I think it's now time to build from the ground up. They've got some draft picks to work with going forward, and though it may not be immediate, Porzingis is a nice centerpiece to build around.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Hornets.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Cody Zeller.
Boy, with all the work he did at the offensive end, it seemed to me to take a toll on the defenders. They could neither match his energy nor his intensity.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're up. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
You know, I think it's an opportunity just for the coach to see some execution. Finish this thing out the right way.
Know what I mean? When the world turns back on me, I was up against the wall. I had no foundation, no friends in the family to catch my fall. Running on that day, there was nothing left in me but doubt.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Cody Zeller.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
The lift he got from this home crowd has been obvious. There's nothing fans love more than getting a big game out of someone other than one of their stars. Nice work there coming off the screen.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Right. Frustrating for sure, Greg. I don't think they'll be able to mount a comeback at this point.
Here's Ntilikina. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Mike, it seemed like you were looking to push the pace at every opportunity. What was your mindset?
We're just trying to get out and run. You know, the less play calls, the better. So we're just trying to get out and run and find each other.
You did a great job in transition tonight. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you next time.